These institutions represent more than new opportunities. They embody a philosophy of nation building, that lasting prosperity is built through institutions that outlive governments, inspire long-term investment, safeguard intergenerational wealth, and provide confidence in our economy. The second reason why I believe this is our moment is because our current roadmap is approaching its destination. Vision 2030 has brought us this far, but it is approaching its horizon. It has served Kenya well. It transformed the way we think about national development, provided a common direction, inspired investment, guided policy in the public space, and demonstrated the power of long-term.
Sasa leo, he has come up with another con game deception. Very big one tonight. Ameita ma-TV saa moja. Saa moja leo. Amepanga wa Kenya the way he'll con them and deceive them. Sasa leo saa moja. Nimwambie nisimwambie? Ati ameita State of the Nation address. Do you know what he is coming to do? Ati to launch Kenya Vision 2060. This guy thinks Kenyans are fools. Ati is coming to launch Vision 2060. Ati apangie wa Kenya vile watakaa from now to 20. Ile 2030 aliua. Si ilikuwa 2030 ya Mwai Kibaki? Ameua hajaua? Sasa wewe umeua Vision 2030. Tonight you are calling Kenyans to deceive them that you are launching Vision 2060. The sad part, which has made me very uncomfortable, that he wants to appoint retired President Uhuru Kenyatta as to be the team leader. Sisi namwambia, my older brother.
Me, I thought this was an inaugural speech that President Ruto was giving soon after his election, because he's telling us that he wants us to have a national conversation on the development charter that we need to have. As he just realized that he has been in office for 4 years. In fact, we are only 1 year to go. Please take this as Ruto is in a panic mood. He has realized that he is not with the Kenyans, so he is reacting to this. All this drama is because he has failed the Kenyans and he wants to see what he can salvage. President Ruto has exalted our constitution. Those who know, remember, President Ruto was one of those who were opposed to this constitution. And come to the time he has been in power, he has violated the constitution more than any other president in the past.
I believe that what the president spoke about yesterday about the vision of the future of Kenya is extremely important. It's not a secret. Nilikuwa naona mtu mwingine akisema ata amepata siri, ata anajua siri yenye rais atatangaza. Future ya Kenya sio siri, na sio ati ni kitu rais alisimama jana jioni na akasema wacha nitangaze. Alikuwa amekutana na Professor Anyang' Nyong'o na sisi a few weeks ago, a members of cabinet. Alikuwa jana asubuhi ametangaza asubuhi mapema na akaweka katika Facebook yake kusema jioni nitawaambia mambo ya future ya Kenya ya maendeleo. So you know these cheap things of the only thing you celebrate niko na siri pale, ati niko na watu nimeweka pale, nimeweka miteko kila kona, nimeweka mtego huko State House ndio sijui nani asiingie huko, na kwa nini sasa aliingia kama wewe ulikuwa umeweka mtego. We need to know
of yesterday. Getting that kind of information, that's not just ordinary information. Law is law, but refugees, that's very serious information. Refugee, it can only come from the highest level. It came from his office. Right, yes. That's what I'm saying. Right, is that not worrying? Right inside State House. Is that not worrying? Right inside State House.
be dissatisfied. For the record,
Yes.
officers of the Presidential Escort Unit
Yes.
have not been paid their allowances for the last 4 months. And that is dangerous for the president and the country. You cannot afford people guarding the president of the country when they are lamenting like other Kenyans. You know, when they are dissatisfied. There is a lot of dissatisfaction around the president. Officers who guard him are complaining. In fact, some were telling me, when we were deputy president, he used to intervene for us. We used to get our allowances on time. People who work in the president's presidential delivery service, they are complaining. They have no vehicles. They have no allowances.
But why? Why? And the office was given extra allocation.
The president is too busy to know what goes on. And he's not busy working for the country. He's busy working for himself. Again, of course, understandably so, the president has panicked.
Yesterday we witnessed the President of the Republic of Kenya, that is President William Ruto, addressing or having a state press to the nation. And the press, he was really speaking about the Vision 2030, which was master planned by the former president, the late former president Mwai Kibaki. And President William Ruto went ahead to say that he has changed his goal now, and he is not moving towards the Singapore that he promised us, and now he is moving towards Zimbabwe come the year 2027. And President William Ruto, he has been a man known to change his tactics. And now the opposition leaders, the Linda Mwananchi opposition leader Edwin Sifuna, and the DCP leader, the former deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua, has gone ahead to dismiss the visions and praise that President William Samoei Ruto held yesterday. Gachagua dismissed the proposal as an economic distraction. Sifuna argued that the president had attempted to place economical development above the constitutional principles. Murkomen dismissed the criticism, insisting the initiative will secure a brighter and a more dignified future for Kenyans. President William Ruto's proposal to launch a new long-term national development blueprint beyond Vision 2030 has triggered sharply divided reactions, with opposition leaders dismissing the initiative as an attempt to divert attention from governance failures, corruption, and the high cost of living, while Kenya Kwanza allies defend it as a bold and necessary roadmap to secure Kenya's economic future. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, former Chief Justice David Maraga, Jubilee presidential hopeful Fred Matiang'i led critics in questioning the president's credibility to champion another national vision before fulfilling existing promises. Even as senior government officials and Kenya Kwanza leaders urged Kenyans to embrace the planned national conversation, arguing that the country's next phase of development requires broader public participation, Mr. Gachagua dismissed the proposal as an economic distraction designed to rescue what he termed as a struggling political administration. It's not even a matter worth discussing that a president who has sunk the nation into a debt crisis, who advises his economic advisors on how to advise him, or one who is selling state assets at a throwaway price, has captured the nation, can tell us he is now taking us into 2060. Mr. Gachagua said. Former Chief Justice and presidential aspirant David Maraga also rejected the president's address, accusing him of deliberately avoiding the country's biggest governance challenge. Not once did he mention the word corruption. Not once did he denounce corruption. We know it's a fact that Kenya loses about 3 billion shilling a day. The more than 1 trillion shilling we are losing to corruption every year should do wonders to this country, Mr. Maraga said. Leader Mwananchi Linda and Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna arguing that the president had attempted to place economic development above the constitution principles that underpin the country. Kenyans, please trust me when I tell you there is a reason the preamble comes before Article 43. You do not get to the development clauses until and unless you have considered the reasons we passed the Constitution in the first place. Democracy, the first place, democracy. Human rights, freedom, equality, rule of law, and social justice. Jubilee Deputy Party Leader and Presidential hopeful Dr. Fred Matiang'i also questioned the timing of the proposed national dialogue, describing it as a diversion from pressing governance failures. Dr. Matiang'i arguing that the administration had failed to implement existing reform proposals, including recommendations contained in the National Dialogue Committee Venatical report, and therefore lacked the credibility to launch another national conversation. It is a contradiction that President William Ruto has the merit to lecture us about human rights and the patriotic clause of our Constitution when he fails to address cases of rampant thuggery and the wanton breakdown of law and order in our country, Dr. Matiang'i said. Democratic Party leader Justin Muturi said the president should first account for the performance of his bottom-up economic transformation agenda before proposing another long-term economic blueprint. William Ruto, you can't call for a national conversation beyond 2030 when many Kenyans are still asking, can we first finish the conversation about your 2022 data and hustlers economics? Mr. Muturi said. ODM National Treasury Timothy Busire echoed a similar statement, saying corruption remains the country's biggest obstacle to development. The shameless display of the culture of corruption by the government and the political class is extremely embarrassing. Even God is unhappy with our country, Mr. Busire said. The criticism came less than 24 hours after President Ruto used a special State of the Nation address to unveil what he described as a national conversation that will shape Kenya's development agenda for the next 3 decades. The President announced that beginning August 12, the government would convene expert leaders and stakeholders to formulate a successor to Kenya Vision 2030, arguing that the country needed a fresh economic and development roadmap capable of transforming Kenya into a high-income industrialized nation by 2060. The head of state framed the initiative as a non-partisan national project, saying it would build on the gain made under Vision 2030 while responding to emerging global economic realities and technological changes. A section of Kenya Kwanza leaders has, however, rallied behind President William Samoei Ruto proposed post-Vision 2030 development agenda, urging Kenyans to embrace the planned national conversation instead of dismissing it alone political lies. President William Samoei Ruto has failed to fulfill the manifesto and the agendas that he gave the Kenyans during his 2022 presidential campaign. He went even ahead to impeach his then Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. And now, he wants us to think beyond Vision 2030. Our question is this, Mr. President. Have you really outdone the plans that you went for us from when you took office in 2022 up to now in 2026, and we are going to our next election? Is it now that you have discovered that our vision is not vision? You need to plan a new vision for us. And we're even planning to change the constitution of Kenya before the year 2027. Mr. President Ruto, we are very aware as Kenyans, and we are very aware of every plan you are planning on this nation. I would really like to hear your views on this. Should our constitution remain the same, or should it be changed for the benefit of one President William Samoei Ruto? Leave a comment on the comment section, like, share, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is FM Show KE.